A first-hand account from the local man that jumped into action after a boat capsized. Then every cat owner should know about this. The plan to tackle a feral cat problem in our area and how it'll affect you. Today on WPTV News Channel 5 at 5.
It's time for Capital Carpet and Tile to celebrate Mohawk's Love Your Floor Sale.
With interest-free financing until 2018. All flooring and window treatments are on sale, plus get instant manufacturer rebates with no interest until 2018.
Celebrate the Love Your Floor Sale with Capital Carpet and Tile, where I make sure you have a great experience.
And I make sure you get great prices, great selection, and no interest until 2018.
So why would you buy from anyone else?
WPTV News Channel 5 is an equal opportunity employer dedicated to providing outreach on job vacancies. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to WPTV. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should call our Human Resources Department at 561-655-5455.
Right now, you can learn about what makes us all tick and why, how we think, why we behave the way we do, by earning a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Because right now, you can enroll at South University and take your first steps on the path toward a promising career. See just where a degree in psychology can take you. If you have a passion for the inner workings of the human mind, we have a place for you. So call or visit us online right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Kogan and DeSalvo, they're all wonderful people. They work very hard.
Elaine turned to us to help fight for the care and money her husband deserved.
They never quit. They don't give up.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured, call Kogan and DeSalvo now.
She's from Arizona. You're next. I want to thank my guests today, my co-host, my fantastic studio audience. Tomorrow, from one of my favorite reality shows, Million Dollar Listing New York, Frederick Eklund stops by. And we're also going to show you tomorrow this summer's hottest swimsuit trends. And of course, I got you covered with the juicy hot topics. I love you for watching today. And I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye.
The Now South Florida, stories everyone's talking about right now.
Making sure you're in the know.
With new information before everyone else.
It's a bold new way to get your news. The Now South Florida, weekdays at 4 on WPTV News Channel 5.
You've been in an accident, and now you have a choice. You can call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Just last year, we recovered over $75 million for our clients. The choice is yours. Rubenstein Law.
Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
What happens in your home when everyone is online at once? Does the internet ever slow down?
All the time. I'll be trying to play online and we'll have someone else streaming in the other room.
Well, Xfinity has the fastest and most reliable in-home Wi-Fi. Look how fast this showdown is. Wow.
This is fast.
And who else was on this network? You can see all the stuff they were downloading.
Wow, that's really cool.
Get the fastest in-home Wi-Fi with Xfinity Internet. You can't get that with UVerse. Or get started for $19.99 a month for a year. See for yourself. Call or go online today.
Watch the Honda Sports Desk for the latest local and national sports. Powered by ESPN 106.3. Every night at 11, only on News Channel 5. Sponsored by the South Florida Honda Dealers. Visit sfhondadealers.com to find the dealer nearest you.
Yo, no thank you for the bag, man. Hey, ladies, this dude's loaded.
Checkers and Rally's 2-for-2 deal is back. Your favorite crispy fish or spicy chicken sandwich. Mix or match them for $2. Checkers and Rally's.
Send it back.
A family pet lost on vacation in Miami, finally making his trek back home 6 years later, if you can imagine it. The one thing that made this family reunion possible. We've been watching it go up brick by brick, and here it is. The new Legoland Hotel open for business here in Florida, and it does not disappoint. On the auction block, a husband for sale. You saw the story first here last week. How much money was ultimately raised for one special little boy? It's a great story. It's 4 o'clock in South Florida, and this is The Now. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Shannon Cake. Welcome to The Now, South Florida. It's a show that keeps you in the know. You know, we all know this is true. Mondays are really tough all the way around, no matter how you slice it. So today, we wanted to start on a positive story to begin our work week. A dog from Georgia, missing for more than 5 years, now reunited with its owner, and it happened today in Port St. Lucie. The Now's John Shaman on the Treasure Coast in the newsroom there with more on how this connection was ultimately made. Incredible story, John.
It absolutely is, Shannon. Something you don't think you hear about every day, and you certainly don't. It's a day that Melinda Fairnot thought she would never see. Her dog, Roscoe, was lost back in 2009 while she was visiting friends in Miami.
Oh, my God, Roscoe!
But after getting an unexpected call from Port St. Lucie Animal Care and Control last night, Fairnot was on the road at 5:30 this morning and drove straight from Hinesville, Georgia. Now, Roscoe was found Sunday running around on busy Becker Road. When Animal Care and Control picked him up from a couple that spotted him, they found that Roscoe had a microchip, and they made the connection to Fairnot, who couldn't believe her good luck.
Roscoe, he's the runner. He ran, and we could never find him. And we had flyers and everything in Miami for him. We looked for him for a while, but we could never find him.
Now, Fairnot says her story should be a lesson to all pet owners to have their pets microchipped. You never know when they might go wandering, and you never know when they might return. We're in the Treasure Coast newsroom this afternoon. I'm John Shaman for The Now, South Florida.
Great story, John. We look forward to more later tonight. The Pahokee community, sadly, working to help that mom who lost her twin girls in a fire last Friday. And you can help this family as well right now. A crowdfunding campaign is underway. And right now, it has met almost half of the goal that they set out. A friend of the mothers of Susan Robertson, that's the mom, started this campaign, this fund online. The money, of course, will help pay funeral costs and other expenses too for her daughters, Catherine and Cassandra. These sisters were just 14 years old. They were students at Pahokee Middle School. They were overcome by smoke during that fire last Friday at Usher's Trailer Park. It happened early Friday morning. If you would like to help out this family, you can go to WPTV.com or our Facebook page as well. The 4-year-old at the center of a debate over whether he should be circumcised is with his Boca Raton father right now. Lawyers for Dennis Nevis telling a federal judge today that the boy is safe. In a hearing today, lawyers for the boy asked a federal judge to stop any circumcision. The judge did not rule, but asked for a 10-day heads up when the procedure is scheduled. The boy's mom, Heather Hieronymus, is in jail right now. Deputies arrested her last week for refusing to turn this boy over to his dad, who wants to get the boy circumcised. Harvard admissions under fire today. Our Ann McNamara joining us live from the Now National Desk. And the Ivy League school accused of discriminating against Asian Americans today.
Shannon, a complaint filed with the Department of Education says the Fed should step in and change the Harvard admissions process. A coalition of Asian American organizations filed the complaint saying that Harvard's admissions process holds Asian Americans to a higher standard. The group looked at the fact that Asian Americans have the lowest acceptance rate at the Ivy League school despite high test scores. Harvard does take race into account during its process, whereas many colleges and universities, they're race neutral. Harvard taking a firm stance here against the complaint, arguing its admissions policies are fully compliant with the law. Shannon?
And has Harvard been questioned in the past about this type of thing?
It has, and actually back in 1978, the Supreme Court said the school is a shining example of how to use race in admission. So several decades ago, many felt they were doing the right thing. The question now becomes, is this an antiquated process?
Ann McNamara for us. Thanks for the update. Here in South Florida, you've seen some light rainfall on and off, depending on where you live. Steve Weagle's working hard in the Weather Center right now. Hey, Steve Weagle, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Why don't we do a dance? I'm well.
And we do have some rain on the radar.
Yeah.
Kind of a soggy start to the week. We had pretty good conditions this weekend, some sunshine, but it started off kind of gray out there. There is more sun on the way. It looks pretty good as we get into, actually we have Memorial Day weekend coming up too.
All important. Can't mess that one up.
No, sir. All pressure on the weather, guys. We get into the holiday weekend. There's a look outside. Our Live 5 camera looking a little soggy. Lots of gray skies out there and temperatures up in the low to mid 80s. There's a look at current temperatures. Now, it's not rain everywhere, but we do have rain in a few spots around West Palm, moving in, well, actually right around Southern Boulevard and Palm Beach. And there's one line of showers. There's also more that's now back to the west around Bellglade, a few more pushing through Loxahatchee and the Acreage. There's a close-up look at those West Palm showers. And then around Port St. Lucie and Stewart and Sewell's Point and Hutchison Island. Actually, I should say Jupiter Island. We have, no, this is Hutchison Island, picking up at just north of Sailfish Club. We got a light shower popping up there. So a little bit of rainfall on the radar this afternoon, and we are looking at more chances for showers as we get into tomorrow, but nothing too significant. And we're keeping an eye on the long holiday weekend because we may see some rainfall pop up then. A lot of people, of course, have outdoor activities for the holidays, and
Yes.
we'll talk about that coming up.
It's just not allowed to happen, is it?
No, I know. It's been pretty good lately, though.
It has
so
been. We
can't
can't
complain.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's just been all when we've been working.
That's right.
Steve, thanks. I'm heading over here to the big wall, and I'm talking to Rachel Lato here. The weekend on the Treasure Coast, teams out there taking to the waters to try to snag as many lionfish as possible in 2 days. Rachel Lato has been covering this story for us. What did they get?
Shannon, this is actually cool. So statewide, there are actually 12 lionfish removal events going on, including a pet amnesty day for those
Yes.
people in Kissimmee that aren't near water.
Right.
They could get rid of those lionfish that they don't want anymore. And lionfish removal month going on in Martin County. But this weekend in Fort Pierce, 224 lionfish were removed. There were 54 Saturday, 170 on Sunday. Now, the numbers were a little lower than divers were hoping for due to rough and murky conditions. Now, the statewide numbers, I asked for those two. Those are expected to be released tomorrow, so we'll have another update on how many of those nasty little fish we snagged out of the waters.
Can't get rid of enough of them.
No.
Rachel, thanks. Boating season officially kicks off this Memorial Day weekend, and with that, today begins National Safe Boating Week. The Coast Guard and volunteers will be out in full force, making sure you are aware of the dangers that can lurk on the waterway. They want people to follow some life-saving safety tips. They're pretty basic, but worthwhile running through them. People seated on the front of boats should never let their legs dangle off the front or hang over. Always carry an anchor in case your boat breaks down. And they can't stress enough the importance of wearing a life jacket. Witnesses took some pictures of a Sea-Doo that capsized Saturday in the Boynton Beach Inlet. Luckily, these folks rescued by a passing boater after being nearly swallowed by a wave here.
When I was under there, I said, there's no way I'm going to get out of this. I was helpless. I couldn't get my wits about me.
The boaters were really grateful that those good Samaritans were in the right place at the right time. Another safety tip, make sure the equipment on your boat is actually working properly before you push away from the dock. Police across South Florida trying to get ahead of the latest drug, Flakka.
911, where's your emergency?
The Flakka kept me up and keep me up. I walked like 10 miles.
They're like really psychotic. They're screaming, they're yelling.
They're all experiencing like superhuman kind of strengths.
It's like a drop, like you know, a terrible crash.
Or they're trying to jump off the building, they're trying to jump out of a tree.
Tonight at 11 o'clock only on News Channel 5, we're taking you to the front lines in the battle against Flakka, how West Palm Beach police say it's quickly reaching epidemic proportions and the steps they are taking to get ahead of the problem. This is a not so nice list to be on, the worst places to live in Florida. We have the top 5 cities, and at number 1, according to this survey anyway, it's Fort Pierce. The mid-sized city just south of Vero Beach has an unemployment rate that's nearly twice the national average and in the top 10 percentile for crime in Florida too. So that's why they take the top spot. Additionally, Fort Pierce has one of the lowest student-teacher ratios in Florida, meaning kids just aren't getting as much attention as other cities are of its size. Coming in at number 2, Palatka. That city is on the St. Johns River, about an hour's drive east of Gainesville. Number 3 on the list is Four Corners, about a 30-minute drive southwest of Orlando. Taking the number 4 spot here, Florida City. That's a suburb of Miami. It's just south of Homestead. Rounding out the top 5 of this dubious list is Haines City, which is located about 30 minutes south of Kissimmee. That's directly in the middle of the Sunshine State. Coming up here on The Now, a high school teacher in 50 Shades of Trouble for showing her students a controversial R-rated movie. Why she says she chose to have teenagers screen the sexually explicit film. Then, stay home with your kids or work a full-time job. It is a dilemma a lot of moms face. New information today about how your choice affects your children. And the shark that has more Twitter followers than anyone in our newsroom. This is Legoland, by the way. That's fantastic, too. We're going to take you there in just a few minutes. But anyway, the shark that has more Twitter followers, we're going to share that information with you coming up. Now, stepping outside, aren't we? Yes, this is downtown West Palm Beach. some cloudy skies hanging over the city here. We're back in a minute.
When it's 5 o'clock on News Channel 5, you need to know what's happening right now. Local coverage everywhere.
The only local reporter in Baltimore.
Steve Lingle with weather, safety, and accuracy right when and where you need it.
Off Boynton Beach and Delray.
The only local chopper getting you breaking news first.
Broke into several cars and then fired.
Now that's local coverage you can count on. WPTV News Channel 5.
This is amazing.
I love this car.
Real people are discovering surprising things at Chevy.
This is a road trip car.
We're sold.
It's so pretty.
They're good-looking cars. It feels great.
Perfect. This is not what I would expect from a Chevy at all.
Get more than you expect for less than you imagined at the Chevy Memorial Day sale going on now. Get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on select 2015 models in stock the longest. That's over $4,000 on the Chevy Equinox. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
There she is. Move in.
Don't be alarmed! They said it was approved, but it was only for that car.
Gross.
It's my credit.
Drive Time will approve you for every single car on the lot, and that's a lot. Are you ready in the back? We're going to do this right now. A lot on a lot, all ready to be bought, even if you got bad credit.
Save yourself. Get approved at Drive Time first. Call, click, or visit.
New perspectives lead to new perceptions, like the one you get behind the wheel of the all-new Chrysler 200. With its unrivaled craftsmanship and superior fuel efficiency, you won't look at sedans the same way again. One drive and you'll discover why the Chrysler 200's popularity is growing faster than any sedan in its segment. Join us now during the Chrysler Drive and Discover event. Well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles can lease the 2015 Chrysler 200 Limited for $199 a month.
If I were hurt in a car accident, I'd call Rubenstein Law.
If I found a store, I'd call Rubenstein Law.
If my mom or dad were abused in a nursing home, I'd call Rubenstein Law.
Rubenstein Law recently got a client $425,000 when they were hit by a car.
Rubenstein Law got $500,000 for a client who hurt their neck and back. When you need an attorney, call Rubenstein Law.
I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein. Call me. I want to be your attorney.
If you've been hurt, call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Our mom's doctor recommended Treasure Coast Hospice. I had taken care of her for many years.
Towards the end of Mom's life, you could see on Peg it was really taking a toll, and we were really concerned with her health also.
The nurse who had come out, she lifted a boulder off of my shoulder. It was important for Mom to be at home. Treasure Coast Hospice supported that 100%.
You need to call Treasure Coast Hospice. You might need the help. The caregiver might need the help.
Was it really a reward watching the erotic 50 Shades of Grey for good behavior when you're in high school? Ann McNamara here to tell us about a person who has never heard of the 50 Shades of Grey phenomenon.
You have to wonder, how can this even be possible? A teacher who's never heard of 50 Shades of Grey? It's either ignorance on her part or a prank by the kids, but apparently this teacher decided to reward her high school students with a movie for their good behavior. The students then suggested 50 Shades. So, oh yeah, she showed it. Luckily, the school's assistant principal happened to walk by a few minutes into the film and really put an end to the showing before anything was revealed. No word yet what kind of discipline that teacher could be looking at. Back to you.
Ann, thanks. Summer vacations, they're just around the corner, right? If you haven't planned yours yet, we have a few tips for you to save a little money. Travel experts say the best way to save is to be flexible. The first week in June, second week in July, and the end of August will be the cheapest times for you to travel. You can also get a better deal if you bundle airfare and a hotel. And check your smartphone.
Look to your mobile device, the apps on your mobile device, for exclusive deals on things like hotels and car rentals.
Gas prices are predicted to be at their lowest since 2005, so you may want to consider someplace close to home for your summer break and take a road trip to save on travel costs as well. That's always helpful. If you choose to fly, Airlines for America making its summer air travel forecast today. This comes off a really busy spring where the trade organization predicted the highest number of air travelers since 2007. The improving economy cited as the big reason for gains here. We'll find out what this group expects for this summer later on today. We'll try to pass it along to you tomorrow. Those anticipated low gas prices this summer, they will be a welcome relief, right? Right now, the average price of gas costs 22 cents more than it did 3 weeks ago. Higher oil prices from a weaker U.S. dollar, partly to blame in all this. The other reason, higher prices in the U.S. gas market due to refinery interruptions on the West Coast. Trying to always keep you in the loop on it because goodness knows it never seems to make sense to me. The mommy wars, you know them, the benefit of the stay-at-home mom versus the working mom is unending debate, right? Roxanne Stein today has a new spin on all of this. Rox, what's the latest?
It's pretty interesting, Shannon. These studies on working moms usually focus on what children lose when both parents work. This Harvard Business School study was centered on what kids gained when mom went to work every day. And the findings, as I said, are interesting. Turns out there are some key benefits to mother going to work. The research shows daughters make more money as adults because daughters of women who work tend to get more education and are more likely to work in supervisory jobs and thus have higher incomes than women whose moms stay at home. In fact, the daughters of working moms in this study earn 23% more than women whose moms stayed home. Sons of women who work help out more as adults with childcare and housework. 7.5 hours more when it came to chores and helping out around the house. And they were also spending about a half hour more with the kids working on homework. This was a broad study group, too. It focused on 30,000 women and their grown children in 12 countries. But interestingly, the results were the most pronounced in the United States. In some ways, it may help to erase the guilt that mothers have of thinking the kids would be so much better if I stay at home. Now, moms may feel better knowing that when their kids are grown up, they may be better off because mom did spend some time working away from the house. No doubt this debate's going to continue, though, Shannon, because many mothers who work outside the home want to be home with their kids. But they can at least take some solace that with this study, knowing that their children do have some gains as they get older. Back to you.
Thanks, Rox. But you know what I know for sure? No matter what you do, you'll feel guilty for it. Forever. It doesn't matter. But thanks, Roxanne. That was interesting. Appreciate it. Last summer, it was Catherine the Shark everyone was talking about. This year, it's Mary Lee. Rachel Leto is here with the Shark with a Twitter following 57,000 strong. Nobody in the newsroom has 57,000?
No, and you and I combined don't even come close.
Well, I don't help you at all.
Please. You have more than mine.
Did I really?
Yeah. Even though you've only tweeted 72
Shocking.
times.
I
went there. But anyway, so people from around the world are following Mary Lee the Shark on Twitter. She makes her way up the Atlantic coast. So the 3,500-pound great white that was tagged, she was spotted early last week off the coast of New Jersey when she surfaced and her tag pinged. As of this morning, Mary Lee pinged off the coast of Delaware. Now, some people are speculating Mary Lee may be pregnant, which could explain the massive following, and is making her way up to breeding grounds off of Cape Cod. Now, Mary Lee was originally tagged off the coast of Cape Cod in September of 2012. Now, Mary Lee's Twitter handle @MaryLeeShark is not actually affiliated with OSearch. That's the group who tagged and tracks her, but they say they appreciate the attention the Twitter handle is generating. Shannon?
Wow. How many Twitter followers do you have, Steve Legal?
I don't know. I think a little less than 10,000. Wow. How many does the Shark have?
Rachel, how many was it?
The Shark, 57,000.
57,000. Steve Legal has some work to do.
Yeah.
We're getting beat by a shark. Rachel, thanks. That was fascinating. You saw some dolphins out there this weekend.
Did, yeah. I took Tyler out in the boat yesterday. We were actually right around where Tiger Woods lives at Jupiter Island. We were going up the Intracoastal, and there were a bunch of dolphins up there. It was really cool.
Beautiful.
3 of them just kind of, I think Tyler actually got some photos, didn't you, Tyler? Yeah, very
pull
cool.
them up. We'll look at them in a little bit if you have them. You have them on your phone? Yeah.
Yeah, his new GoPro. Yeah, it was beautiful yesterday.
Fun.
Today, a little cloudy out there. We're going to have some clouds and some showers popping up. Nothing too significant, but definitely enough to get the ground wet, and a few more working in tonight. There's a look at the, actually our 5 radar sites up and down South Florida. Some bigger rains well south of Belglade that we don't have to be concerned about, but some showers pushing in along the immediate coast, some working in around West Palm, others up on the northern Treasure Coast. Real spotty showers at this point, nothing too significant, just a few hit or miss showers into the evening. And I think tomorrow will be a little bit brighter. That wouldn't take much after all the clouds we saw today. I'll have your forecast as we get into this week coming up.
All right, Steve. Thanks. See you in a bit. An incredible river rescue caught on tape by the rescuer. It's a great story you don't want to miss coming up next. And a brand new themed hotel has opened at Legoland. We're going to take you on a tour still ahead. Stay with us. And WPTV News Channel 5's Treasure Coast Newspapers and TCPelham.com, the largest news partnership on the Treasure Coast. Back in a minute.
Sports Talk Radio. Field camera operations, on-air performance. If you've been thinking about pursuing a career in sports broadcasting, get the hands-on, learn-by-doing training you need at Connecticut School of Broadcasting. A successful sports broadcast takes a dedicated team with a wide range of skills, and you'll learn those skills from some of the best sportscasters in the business. Connecticut School of Broadcasting with 2 South Florida campuses in Miami and North Palm Beach. To find out more, call 1-800-TV-RADIO or visit GoCSB.com.
It is a weak man who urges compromise. The Cadillac 2015 SRX. Current GM lessees can lease it from around $339 per month. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today for this attractive offer.
I love the new place.
Thank you. We used a designer from Haverty's to help blend all of my stuff with Dave's One Good Chair.
I love it.
It reminds me of when we blended our furniture.
Yeah, Ryan helped me get all my stuff just the way I like it.
And Emily helped me get all of my stuff right to the curb.
That was a great day.
Yeah.
Refresh your space with an extra $100 off every $1,000 at Haverty's. Plus, enjoy 36-month no-interest financing. Haverty's, discover something new.
Nissan gave a lucky few the ride of their life in the 2015 Nissan Altima.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
Nissan Altima with blind spot warning and up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose the 38 mpg Highway Altima and get up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers. Bonus cash ends June 1st. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Eyeglass World asks, what do you look for when you buy glasses?
I like to mix it up, so I need bold styles, classic styles, and affordable prices. Having lots of choices and saving money is important. That's why I come to Eyeglass World.
Only Eyeglass World gives you 2 pairs for $78, so you can always afford more than 1 pair.
My glasses are part of my personal style. They're me.
Eyeglass World. Glasses that make the difference. Prices that make it possible.
Know you're budgeted for the expected and the unexpected. Know that at least the process of buying a new home can be clear and simple. Know your investments can make retirement closer than you think. Know the one word behind all the guidance we provide, tools we create, and services we offer. Because when you have insight, you know.
Back here on the Now South Florida, talk about a good save. Right this minute shows us an incredible rescue in Tennessee waters. Take a look.
What's up, The Now? I'm Beth Troutman. And I'm Christian Vera. This video shows us the exact moment Daniel Baldwin goes from just a day out fishing to becoming a hero because notices that the man that was on that boat fell overboard, doesn't know how to swim, and is struggling in the water. Daniel jumps in and captures all of it on his GoPro camera, mounted to his chest. He grabs a guy, swims him over to shore, and saves his life.
Wow, this is an excellent reminder that people need to have on their life preservers, especially if they don't know how to swim and they're near water. For all the latest videos, you can catch us on Right This Minute.
You can catch a full episode of Right This Minute at 7:30, right after the list. In the newsroom with Michael Williams, you're looking to the 5 o'clock news, and it is a boating safety week. Stephanie, is it National Boating Safety Week? Okay, we believe it is. So,
and Memorial Day weekend
right,
coming up, so we're going to have
us.
a lot of folks out on our waterways, and we're looking at some of the problems we had over the weekend and trying to focus more attention on what we all need to be aware of as we have a big, and we hope safe and fun, big boating weekend ahead.
All important, very important to run through those tips for us. Michael, we'll see you. Absolutely. We'll see you at 5. A Lego lover's dream come true, just up the road from us, in fact. We're going to show you the incredible creation that is the new Legoland Hotel. I'm so excited about this. Can you tell? So are my kids. So great. Plus this. Coming up in Simple Steels, we're going to show you a smoke and steel on something that will help you create more closet space. Plus, outdoor camping gear for $11. I'm going to show you where to get them just ahead.
Get your News Channel 5 updates throughout the day on News Radio WJNO.
When you have all these delicious ingredients, you got some things to consider, like how to keep all the flavors together.
Introducing our new garlic knots, made with fresh dough for the limited time online-only price of $4.
Better ingredients, better pizza, papajohns.com.
If you've been denied VA benefits, visit fortheinjured.com or call 333-3333. Gordon and Donner, for our veterans.
Your ticket to the ultimate driving machine is now just $229 a month at Vista BMW in Coconut Creek and Vista BMW in Pompano Beach. Drive the vehicle that reflects your finer taste with the 2015 BMW 320i for only $229 a month and pay nothing out of pocket for maintenance. This is the ultimate offer, only available for a limited time at Vista BMW, where luxury meets value.
Just steps away from the water, relax and enjoy the atmosphere and amazing food with locations across South Florida. Mulligan's Beach House Bar and Grill. Fun and food for the entire family.
Being a nurse is about dedication. It's about compassion. It's about teamwork, helping one another, and pulling together. It's about hard work, strength, and determination. And at the end of the day, you'll know you were there to make a difference when it mattered most. Call Kaiser University today at 1-888-212-0107.
This is Brian. Every day, Brian drives carefully to work. And every day Brian drives carefully to work, there are rate suckers. He's been paying more for car insurance because of their bad driving for so long, he doesn't even notice them anymore. But one day, Brian gets Snapshot from Progressive. Now, Brian has a rate based on his driving, not theirs. Get Snapshot and see just how much your good driving could save you.
At 328 horsepower, no one packs more power into 30 mpg than Infiniti Q50. Get behind the wheel of your Q50 for just $299 a month, zero down. Power, fun, style, 0 to 60 in 5.3. 30 miles per gallon, $299 a month, zero down. At Infiniti of the Palm Beaches now.
For a best-in-class experience, Infiniti of the Palm Beaches. Come join the family.
Back here on the Now, it never fails. You're already running late for an appointment and you hit traffic, putting you even more behind. I'm smiling because it happens to me all the time. This is really a stressful thing. The good news is you're not alone. The bad news is it's not going to get any better anytime soon, at least going through Palm Beach County. The Now's Christina Noche explains why.
Well, this study found that in a given year in this area in South Florida, you will spend about 37 hours in traffic. That's more than a day and a half. Now, here on Okeechobee Boulevard, this area gets very congested during commute hours, especially as you head up to those I-95 ramps. Now, this study that just came out found traffic congestion in Broward and Palm Beach counties is up 21%. Now, the Miami Herald surveyed local chambers of commerce in South Florida. They looked at Miami. They also looked at Palm Beach County. And they also talked to employers. And what they found was over the past 3 years, employers said that more than half of their employees are late more than usual. And they're usually saying that it has to do with traffic. So what is the reason for this? Well, the study claims that more people are working. They're employed, so they're on the roads. Gas prices are cheaper. And overall, more people are coming to live in South Florida all year round. Reporting in West Palm Beach, I'm Christina Noche for The Now, South Florida.
Tina, thanks. Here now the news you need to know in 90 seconds. The drama over whether a 4-year-old Palm Beach County boy should be circumcised went to federal court today. Lawyers for the boy's mom asked the judge to stop any circumcision. The judge didn't rule during today's hearing. Instead, asked for a 10-day heads up when the procedure is scheduled to be performed. The boy is now living with his dad. His mother was arrested last week in Broward County for refusing to turn this boy over to his dad, who wants the circumcision. The body of a 71-year-old who disappeared from a West Palm Beach nursing home has been found. Edward Jones' body was found by a dive team in Clear Lake in downtown West Palm Beach today. Officers say a preliminary investigation does not show any foul play. The Miami Marlins have a new manager. General Manager Dan Jennings will be taking over the team for the rest of the season. He succeeds Mike Redmond, who was fired yesterday after the team lost to the Atlanta Braves. Jennings has never coached in the big leagues. His only time as a head coach came briefly in the 1980s when he coached a high school team. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. That is your News in 90. Parents, if you're a Legoland family, you know there are not a lot of options when it comes to hotels in that area of Legoland, where Legoland exists. If you're like me, you've been watching and waiting as the brightly colored bricks have been placed or put in place over the last, year and a half. The Now's digital producer Rachel Lato is here with a quick tour of the hotel that opened Friday.
Yeah, actually, this is the only hotel in the United States with Lego Friends themed rooms, which, Shannon, control yourself. I know you're really excited about this.
Well, I have two boys.
Yeah.
6 and 4.
But believe it or not, this brightly colored hotel has 152 guest rooms and suites decorated in a variety of 4 different themes. Those themes are Pirate Kingdom Adventure and Lego Friends. Now here you can see some closer up views of the exterior. Here is a view of that pirate bedroom. And here's what's really cool. So the rooms sleep up to 5 guests with separate sleeping areas for the parents and then one for the kids. So suites can actually sleep up to 9 people. And then take a look at this. The kids will love this. All rooms and suites feature Lego models and a treasure chest. I'm looking for that picture of the treasure chest. But anyway, you can complete a hotel scavenger hunt to go ahead and get that treasure chest open. Rooms start at $219 a night, and then they just go up from there. And of course, guests get perks like early access to Legoland Park in the morning. The grand opening was honored with thousands of colorful Lego minifigurines that were blasted out of cannons on top of that hotel. Shannon, what an awesome experience for little kids.
It must have been. I'm still hanging on that. Here's the parents' room, and this is the kids' room.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it sure is. Thanks, Rachel. Appreciate it. Well, just when you thought Taylor Swift was starting to slow down, no, we never thought that, did we? Newsy's Micah Sargent shows us how she dominated last night's billboards.
Such a good night. This is such a good night.
So Taylor Swift totally dominated the 2015 Billboard Music Awards to the surprise of no one. Here are all the ways T Swift stole the Billboard spotlight from pretty much everyone Sunday night. Taylor kicked off the show by debuting her highly anticipated music video for her single Bad Blood. Way to hit the ground running. Or roundhouse kicking in this case. The singer's star-studded, action-packed extravaganza was all anyone could talk about for at least the first hour of the show. But then, she started winning awards. Lots of awards.
I love you to the fans. I will see you on the 1989 World Tour. I love you. Thank you.
When all was said and done, Taylor snagged a grand total of 8 awards, making her the winningest artist of the night. And who was there to congratulate her all 8 times? Why, her rumored boyfriend Calvin Harris, of course. Aww, People was just one of the dozens of outlets swooning over Taylor's award show PDA. Calvin Harris's place in her inner circle was also cemented in the most public of ways, a few award show hugs. And just when you thought the cameras had panned away from Taylor, she was showing up in other people's acceptance speeches. And of course, in true Taylor Swift style, she just had to shake it off to pretty much every performance. Oh, and she also made friends with Molly Ringwald. Just a day in the life of Taylor Swift, everyone. Why can't we be her? Watch Newsy 24/7 on your TV or download the Newsy app for on-the-go updates.
She is was the belle of the ball for sure. Watch and win. You have a chance to win $500 if you're watching WPTV News Channel 5 weekdays from 6 in the morning to 7 in the morning with John, Rox, Glenn, and Lisa. Listen for the money word of the day, then enter it by 2 in the afternoon. You have a chance to win that $500. So today's winner is Kara C. from Hobe Sound. Congratulations, Kara C. And again, watch WPTV News Channel 5 weekdays from 6 to 7 in the morning for your chance to win that $500. Still ahead here on the Now, the Final Four. Tonight begins the two-night finale of The Voice. We have a preview of the big night coming up.
The Gunther Volkswagen Memorial Day sales event is going on right now. Get our best offers and save thousands on your favorite new Volkswagen. Drive home in a new Passat from $139 a month. Or get as low as 0% APR for 60 months. Or zero down is available on every new Volkswagen from Gunther's massive inventory. Don't miss the Gunther Volkswagen Memorial Day sales event going on now in Coconut Creek and Delray Beach.
For car buying done your way, you got to get to Gunther.
Right now, if your heart beats a little faster when you think about business, if you love the idea of competing in the marketplace, then right now may be the time to pursue a Bachelor or Master of Business Administration from South University, where you can learn the critical thinking skills, principles, and know-how that can prepare you for a successful profession in business. Learn more about our business degrees at South University, so call or visit us online. Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Do you want to know how hard it can be to breathe with COPD? It can feel like this. COPD includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Spiriva is a once-daily inhaled COPD maintenance treatment that helps open my airways for a full 24 hours. Spiriva helps me breathe easier.
Spiriva Respimat does not replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor if you have kidney problems, glaucoma, trouble urinating, or an enlarged prostate. These may worsen with Spiriva Respimat. Discuss all medicines you take, even eye drops. If your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes, or eye pain, or problems passing urine, stop taking Spiriva Respimat and call your doctor right away. Side effects include sore throat, cough, dry mouth, and sinus infection.
Nothing can reverse COPD. Spiriva helps me breathe better.
To learn about Spiriva Respimat slow-moving mist, ask your doctor or visit SpirivaRespimat.com.
Mark Schiller here for City Mattress, where there's a sale on today.
During the Memorial Day sale, discover tremendous values on everything you need to sleep, including mattresses, adjustable beds, and bedroom furniture. Save 10 to 20% below the sale prices of our competitors on all the best brands. Shop today for exceptional specials and get free delivery. Plus, take advantage of interest-free financing until 2017.
Sleep better and save more during the City Mattress sale, going on now only at City Mattress.
Parents, it's your job to get your kids reading. If they go through elementary and middle school and they're not competent readers, how are they going to get through high school? Seriously, I mean, it's hopeless for them. The more they read, the better they get at it. It really is that simple. And we got to reinforce it with kids. It's cool. It's a cool thing to read. It is a very uncool thing not to read.
This message from Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County.
We are now down to the final four on NBC's The Voice, and by tomorrow night, there will be only one singer left. Stephanie Stanton has been backstage with the competitors all season, is here now to kick off this final round.
Let's give it up for Corinne Hawthorne!
For 17-year-old Corinne Hawthorne of Abbeville, Louisiana, the journey to The Voice finale has provided an education on artistry from Coach Pharrell Williams.
It takes a lot of dedication. We have early mornings and late nights, and, you know, we work hard.
16-year-old Sawyer Fredericks of Fultonville, New York is Williams' other Wonder Kid finalist. A folksy frontrunner all season, he's treating tonight's performance just like his others.
I'm going to be myself again. I'm always going to be singing songs that I like, and I'm going to be true to myself.
Adam Levine's finalist is Traverse City, Michigan's Joshua Davis. He says a vital moment happens before he even takes the stage.
Song selection is one of the most stressful things about the competition because it's so important.
Nashville's Megan Lindsay has had a renaissance on The Voice.
But you rescued me.
She traded country success for a soulful sound with Coach Blake Shelton.
My goal the whole time is to just stay genuine and be myself, and whatever happens, happens.
For one of the finalists, that'll mean winning The Voice. Tonight, each artist will sing 3 songs, a solo, a coach duet, and an original single. Then tomorrow, we learn not only who wins The Voice, but also we'll see a star-studded 2-hour finale with performances by Maroon 5, Kelly Clarkson, Ed Sheeran, and more. You definitely don't want to miss it. Reporting from the red carpet here at The Voice, I'm Stephanie Stanton. Shannon, back to you.
Stephanie, thanks. You can watch The Voice once again starting at 8 o'clock right here on News Channel 5. Still ahead here on the Now, are you trying to figure out what to buy your child's teacher as the school year gets ready to wrap up? We're going to let you know what they want and things that they don't necessarily want, too.
Are cell phones stopping your kids from getting good grades? I'll explain which students are easily distracted next on the Now.
When it's 5 o'clock on News Channel 5, you need to know what's happening right now. Local coverage everywhere.
The only local reporter in Baltimore.
Steve Winkle with weather, safety, and accuracy right when and where you need it.
Off Boynton Beach and Delray.
The only local chopper getting you breaking news first.
Broke into several cars and then fired.
Now that's local coverage you can count on. WPTV News Channel 5.
When you slip and hurt yourself at a business, we find that oftentimes these stores have a history of being dirty. If you slip and fall and hurt yourself, do 2 things. Take a picture of the accident scene and request in writing the videotape from the store. If they don't give you the videotape, that letter will be a great advantage to you should the case go to trial. Visit fortheinjured.com for more information. Gordon and Donner, For the Injured.
When we made the Jeep Cherokee, we didn't stop at a stunning interior, or at advanced technologies, or stop at that gas station, or from going over bumps, or rocks, or through rivers. Let's just say we couldn't stop ourselves. One drive and you'll discover why the Jeep brand continues to be the best-selling SUV brand. Join us now during the Jeep Drive and Discover event. Well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on Cherokee Latitude front-wheel drive for $259 a month.
This is my new mattress from Haverty's. I'm waking up so refreshed now. I used to be a bit groggy in the morning. Those were dark days.
Wake up refreshed on a mattress from Haverty's and save up to $300 instantly on Tempur-Breeze mattresses. Plus, enjoy 60-month no-interest financing. Haverty's, discover something new.
Yo! No thank you for the bag, man. I hooked you up, bro. Try getting a deal like that from some other bag. Bet you feel rich now. Hey, ladies, this dude's loaded.
Checkers and Rally's 2-for-2 deal is back. Your favorite crispy fish with Alaskan filet, or our boldly seasoned spicy chicken sandwich. Mix or match them for just $2.
Hey, man, how about a fry for the lady?
Checkers and Rally's.
Send the bag.
Tonight and tomorrow, it's The Voice live finale event.
You are a superstar.
Sawyer, Megan, Joshua, or Corinne. Who will be The Voice?
For me, you've already won this thing.
The Voice finale live tonight and tomorrow here on NBC. Get ready.
Red Nose Day is coming. It's coming.
The biggest stars are coming together in a benefit for children in the U.S. and around the world.
All people see is this nose. I haven't worn pants in weeks. Nobody noticed.
Thursday at 8 on NBC.
Stepping outside and a live look at the roads at this hour as we move in toward the evening rush here. This is I-95 headed northbound, right around Blue Heron Boulevard here. No major accidents to report on the I tonight. Buckle up and stay safe. Now, a look at what is making national and international news this afternoon. Our Ashley Hansen standing by in the feed room with what's coming in on the satellites. Ashley.
All right, Janet, nearly 200 people are behind bars right now, arrested for this massive brawl in Waco, Texas. I'm sure you heard about it. 9 people were killed, 17 hurt. We're told the Twin Peaks restaurant is a biker gang hangout area, and police were actually already on scene when the shooting started, anticipating problems. And President Obama banning the feds from giving local police departments certain military-style equipment. Items like armored vehicles and grenade launchers. That's the same type of gear used against protesters in Ferguson, Missouri. The president saying he doesn't want to blur the lines between military and local law enforcement. And a cybersecurity consultant admits he hacked into plane computer systems as many as 20 times. Chris Roberts was first arrested last month and now says he only did it to help improve airplane security. And get this, Roberts told the FBI that he was actually able to issue a command into a plane's computer system and make the plane move mid-air. Pretty scary. All right, Amtrak trains are once again running between Philly and New York. And as you recall, last Tuesday, an Amtrak train derailed in Philly, killing 8 people. Some of the remains there from that accident. The FBI is still on scene investigating. They're currently trying to figure out if something hit the train's windshield, causing it to derail. And crews confirm extreme sports legend Dean Potter was one of 2 men found dead in Yosemite National Park. The men were attempting a 3,500-foot base jump. It's not clear exactly what went wrong during that jump, but we're told the 2 men were jumping together, but their bodies were found in completely different places. And that's your news in 90. Shannon, back to you.
So sad. Ashley, thanks. If you are able, you have enough money to cough up 6 figures for a car, you would expect it to be in perfect working order, right? That was not the case when Consumer Reports recently reviewed a Tesla Model SP85D. The door handles on this $127,000 car, electric car, were not working. The handles retract flat into the door when they're not in use. Then they're supposed to pop out when the right key fob is nearby. But if that doesn't work, the car, you can't drive the thing. A Tesla technician had to come out and fix that problem. Whoops, bad timing when Consumer Reports was reviewing it.
I so want one of those cars. They look amazing. Well,
did you hear my report?
Yeah, no, I know. One that you can open the door.
Yeah, you just want to stand next to it apparently and not drive it.
I don't know if it said in the story, but they still rated it 99 out of 100.
Did it really?
Yes.
Wow. I'm sure it's once they fix the problem of it, you not being able to drive it or get in it.
I know.
It's beautiful.
It goes 0 to 60 in less than 3
Wow.
seconds. Yeah. Oh, those things they're like rockets. Yeah. They're just so expensive right now, so hopefully they come down in price.
If you can get in it.
Yeah, it's true. Well, just break the window.
That's right.
All right, here's a look at what's going on, and we still have some rain popping up on the radar this afternoon. Not a whole lot, though, so if you have outdoor plans tonight, no big issues. Some popping up around West Palm, also Treasure Coast around Stewart and Palm City, and just to the south of Belglade, some rain working into that area. So 73 overnight. We are looking at a pretty pleasant evening, clearing sky, and sunshine returning for tomorrow. At 5 o'clock, we're going to get into really the detailed look at what's expected in the next 7 days, Shannon.
All right, looking forward to it, Steve. Thanks. Having plenty of closet space is sometimes hard to come by, especially in my house. But Terry O has found a smoking steal on something that will help get you a little more space. In today's Simple Steals, we're helping you cool off while saving you money. Plus, we found a closet you can put together in just minutes for only $30. Welcome, Simple Steals fans. I'm Terry O. Okay, so with those hot temperatures almost upon us, you might be looking at portable fans, right, to help keep you cool and comfortable. Well, check this out. It's an air circulator made by Vornado. It has 3 speed controls. It's great for big rooms, and it's super quiet. Get this, it normally costs $127. But if you buy it through Groupon today, it's only $49.99. That's a pretty cool steal, right? All right, next. Are you one of those people who's always complaining of not having enough closet space? Holla. All right, well, this deal is pretty amazing. It's a wardrobe storage organizer, which comes with a clothing rack, and check out all these shelves to put extra stuff in. It also comes with a collapsible cover on the front, so you can hide it all away, right? And you know what? The price is pretty amazing, too. It was $99.95, but right now it's only $29.99 at eBay, and guess what? They're going to ship it to you for free. Sign me up. Finally, if you're into camping, you might want to check out this last deal we found for you. Sports Authority is advertising this adult-sized sleeping bag, which will keep you nice and warm in temperatures as low as 30 degrees. Once $30, it's now only, get ready, $11. That's a steal that's hot on fire. All right, to get all the details on the steals we've just shown you, just log on to our Facebook page by going to simplesteals.com. I'm Terry O, and those are your Simple Steals today. Terry, you can also head over to WPTV.com/TheNow for all those deals Terry just mentioned. A new study suggesting young children do a lot more sitting than we might imagine. I know what you're thinking. I feel like my kids are running around all the time. But researchers tracked the activity of preschoolers from 10 different Seattle daycare centers for about a week, and they found they were only participating in 48 minutes of active play every day, less than an hour. The children were sedentary 70% of the time. Children were more likely to move around and be active when they were outside and engaged in free play. It's kind of obvious. This may be the weekend to pick up a gift for your kid's teacher, rather, since school will be out in a couple of weeks. Hint, hint, right? The Now's Holly Davis is here to run down some of the best ideas and the best gifts for teachers, and some that they say, thanks, I can really live without that.
Here is the first gift teachers say they don't want. No more mugs. They've just got enough, so put them down. But here's something they do like. They always love a great card, personalized, appreciated, maybe even insert a gift card in there, perhaps to Amazon or their favorite restaurant. Keep in mind, no school supplies. I thought this was interesting. You think it'd be a great gift, but a lot of teachers say, give this to them at the beginning of the year, not the end. Just like your kids are getting ready for summer, they are too. So with that said, what about this idea? This is pretty neat. If we can pull it up here. Give me just a second. There you go. That's just a cute little relaxation kit. Find a cute tote, stuff it with magazines, maybe flip-flops, some sunglasses, and voila, you've got something else. Something else maybe that they do want. A photo book, maybe a personalized one, feature the class, maybe any field trips they took. And then if your child's teacher has a certain hobby, maybe put together a little gift bag to reflect that. For instance, if they like to garden. Hope that helps you get the ball rolling. Remember, put down the mug. Shannon, do you know what you're getting your son's teachers?
I do so far. It's running through my mind. I have a couple of ideas.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a big deal.
It is. And you know, when you start thinking about what they've done for your kid this year,
I know,
it just really, brings tears to my eyes sometimes.
They certainly
really work hard.
deserve some sort of a present.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the homemade ones, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money.
That's right. And
really
no mugs. No mugs. I won't do a mug. I stayed away from the mugs this year.
Well, you can put something in it.
That's
sort of like a gift card. That'd be a nice mug. I would take that.
No kidding. How you doing? 5 o'clock. What are you looking for?
Well, we have a story actually that I was working on last week that's interesting. Martial arts. Don't your boys?
Oh, yeah. I actually saw your promo and I was very intrigued by this.
Right. So this is in North Palm Beach, mixed martial arts studio.
Right.
And the guy who runs it, Cameron, a really neat man. And he's like, I'm kind of, there he is in the kind of spiky hair. He's like, I'm kind of unorthodox to begin with. Well, in addition to all of the normal things that you would learn at a mixed martial arts studio, he's teaching escape techniques for some of his children if they were ever, God forbid, to be snatched. And it was really interesting. Talk to some parents and find out what they thought, what the kids think. So coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll see what that's all about.
I'm sure it was a fine line. You don't want to scare your kids.
Exactly. But you do kind of want to make them prepared. It's a different world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kelly, looking forward to that. Thank you very much. See you then. Cell phone bans, they translate apparently into better grades. A new study out found that taking phones out of classrooms is like adding 5 days to the school year. Ann McNamara takes a deeper look at the distraction debate that's going on.
This new study by the London School of Economics getting the attention of school systems all across the country. Scores improved overall, but the biggest difference was in kids who usually struggle. Texting, tweeting, trying to get to the next level of Candy Crush, all while the teacher is talking. A new study by the London School of Economics says it's a recipe for slumping test scores. Check out these marks. Grades improved 6.4% overall when cell phones were banned. But underachievers saw an even bigger spike. Their grades improved by 14%. This new study says banning phones increases productivity so much it's equal to adding an hour to every school week. The sampling was broad, 130,000 students from 91 schools all across England. But cell phone supporters don't buy it.
I don't think the issue is whether they should have the cell phone or not have the cell phone.
Liz Willen is the editor of the Hechinger Report and a mother of students in New York City public schools, where the mayor just lifted a cell phone ban enforced for a decade.
What this study is telling you is something that we kind of already know. Teenagers are distracted. If they have their cell phones, they're going to text their friends instead of listening to the teacher. But what if the teacher is engaging in a fascinating lesson that requires them to be actively involved in their own learning and utilizing their cell phone?
And for many parents, the reason is a little less scientific. They just want to be able to reach their kids during the day.
Maybe they forgot a really important form and they're not allowed to go on a field trip. I don't want to chat with them in school, but I do need them to have that phone for their after-school activities and for everything else.
Right Right now, this is a huge debate across the country. Even individual cities go back and forth on their stance. For example, the mayor of New York City just lifted a 10-year ban. Now each school can set its own rules. The difference in test scores there still remains to be seen. At the Now National Desk, I'm Ann McNamara.
Cell phone debate. Ann, thanks. Love this story. It was our lead story, in fact, today. We wanted to start the week on a happy note. Port St. Lucie Animal Control reunited a long-lost pet with its owner from Georgia. Here's the video of the reunion. It happened just this afternoon. Just came back into our newsroom here. The video did. Here's the backstory. On Veterans Day, 2009, you heard that right, 2009. Melinda Fairnot left Hinesville, Georgia to visit some family and friends in Miami. During her stay in Miami, her Shih Tzu, Roscoe, got loose and the search was on. She finally had to leave and go back to Georgia without Roscoe. Fast forward to May 17th of this year, Animal Care and Control received a call of a dog running loose in Port St. Lucie. Long story short, you guessed it, it was Roscoe. And today, Roscoe was reunited with his family. John Shaman covering that story for us. You'll see it in the 5:30, 6 o'clock news hour. Husband for sale. You saw the story here last week. A Jupiter woman claimed that her husband forgot Mother's Day. So what'd she do? She put him up for sale, right? She was raising money for a family in need, actually, but she never expected that her story would be seen around the world or that it would raise so much money. The Now's Katie Johnson joining us with an update on this story. Katie?
Jan, this is an awesome update. This story is making its rounds on social media and in news outlets all around the globe. Shortly after it aired here last Tuesday, donations started rolling in for the Myers family of West Palm Beach. The story proving that all it takes is one person to really make a difference. Like any one-year-old, Caden Myers has a lot of toys and a lot of medical equipment.
We've already had well over $20,000 in medical bills since our son's diagnosis.
You've seen Caden's story before on News Channel 5. Last September, doctors diagnosed him with spinal muscular atrophy, or SMA, the #1 genetic killer of infants. Katie Bouye heard his story and wanted to help by selling her husband.
What I'm trying to do with it is something that's so much more meaningful than what's just a silly husband selling story.
She posted this on Facebook after her husband forgot to celebrate Mother's Day. For sale, best offer, she wrote, never expecting to get some really great offers.
We actually received a $10,000 donation to help with Caden's medical expenses.
A life-changing donation made because one man forgot to celebrate Mother's Day, allowing this mother of 2 to help this mother of 1, who fights every day just to keep her son alive.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
I have to thank my husband for the best gift he could have given me by not wishing me Happy Mother's Day.
And the woman behind the Facebook post says if her husband had not forgot about Mother's Day, then she never would have created the post, which went viral. The goal for both of these moms, they say, is to spread awareness of SMA. So hopefully one day there will be a cure. Shannon.
Wouldn't that be great? Katie, a wonderful update. Thank you. That'll do it for the Now, South Florida. News Channel 5 at 5 begins right now.
Classes teaching children how to escape from would-be abductors. Techniques every parent and child should know. Too many feral cats. How one county is getting involved to cut the population without killing them. Health alert. Why your child could have a dangerous peanut allergy and not even know it. WPTV News Channel 5 at 5 begins right now. We begin with breaking news. The body of a man missing who had disappeared from a local nursing home has been found. 71-year-old Edward Jones was found this afternoon in a canal behind an apartment building on Executive Center Drive in West Palm Beach. This area is a few blocks from the nursing home where he had lived. Detectives do not suspect foul play. They are looking into how he could have disappeared from the facility.
A West Palm Beach business advertising the best grills in town. But now the owner is locked up and area dentists say he could have hurt someone. News Channel 5's Brian Nenton's in the newsroom now. Brian?
Kelly, cops say this was all happening at the Sunshine Flea Market, that this man was posing as a dentist. He had dental equipment. He was making gold grills, but they say he he was definitely not a registered dentist. Let's go to the mugshot so you can see who we're talking about. This is Yusuf Abwelhawa, busted by the Florida Department of Health and the Sheriff's Office at the Sunshine Flea Market that's on Military Trail in Forest Hill. Investigators say he was fitting dental molds to people and making gold grills, which are basically gold overlays that people put on their teeth. Experts say that can be very dangerous without the proper training.
Somewhat of a threat to the general public and their safety when you consider what kind of training have these people had, what kind of sterilization procedures, what kind of products are they using.
Now, the suspect lives in Fort Pierce. He remains behind bars right now on a $9,000 bond. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock, we'll explain exactly how the state tracked this guy down to that West Palm Beach flea market. In the newsroom, Brian Enton, WPTV News Channel 5.
Now, Storm Team 5 with South Florida's most accurate weather forecast.
A bit of a soggy start to start the new week. We do have a little sunshine trying to break through the late afternoon and early evening hours. We are looking at more showers, though, possible this evening. We're tracking some just off of West Palm and Lake Worth that'll work on shore. And way off in toward the Bahamas, there are a few more showers. Current temperatures are in the 80s, low and mid 80s, cooling off into the 60s and 70s for overnight lows. Those little light showers won't last very long. There's a couple way out there off Lake Worth, and on the Treasure Coast it's been quiet other than a few sprinkles here and there. A few more actually working in around the airport right now. And there's the Treasure Coast with a shower or two possible into the evening. I have your full forecast through the week, and that includes Memorial Day coming up.
It is National Boating Week, and newly released numbers indicate an increase in deadly boating accidents in Florida and across the country. News Channel 5's Gabrielle Saran live at the Boynton Beach Inlet with how the Coast Guard is trying to bring attention to safety this week. Gabrielle?
Kelly, the surf here is choppy, making this not the ideal time to set sail. And with the number of boating fatalities up more than 10% nationwide, you can never be safe enough. This afternoon, few boaters were out on the Boynton Beach Inlet, one of Florida's most popular waterways. Across the country, the U.S. Coast Guard reports just over boating 4,000 accidents. In Florida, 581 accidents and 70 deaths. The leading factor? Alcohol. And the number one cause? Drowning. These tourists from New Jersey say they don't take any chances when they're on the water.
You have to take precautions when you're out there.
And what are some of those precautions you follow?
Obviously, you wouldn't want to drink when you're on a boat unless you're just sitting back and doing nothing. Obviously, life jackets too.
And life jackets are essential. More than 80% of those who drowned last year were not wearing one, a simple safety measure that could have saved hundreds of lives. We're live in Boynton Beach. Gabrielle Saran, WPTV News Channel 5.
An effort to reduce deadly alcohol-related crashes by tying drunk boating convictions to your driving record failed in the Florida legislature this year. The bill had been introduced as a result of the Contact 5 investigators Katie Lagrone and her stories. She's here now with an update. Katie?
Michael, the bill would have made boating under the influence offenses appear on driving records. But after getting some pushback from the boating community and the state, which is in the middle of a massive computer system upgrade, the bill introduced by Representative Gail Harrell went nowhere.
This has been a mission I've been on for many, many years. I think we need to make sure that our roads are safe and our waterways are safe.
Last November, we found cases around the state of people arrested for boating under the influence, had histories of driving under the influence, and some of those cases had deadly outcomes. Representative Harrell plans on keeping her mission alive. She tells us she'll be introducing the bill again next year. Katie Lagrone, WPTV News Channel 5.
Katie, thank you. On now to a story that's hard to believe. At first blush, Delray police got word someone was breaking into cars at Saltwater Brewery, so they put an undercover car, like this one, in the parking lot Friday night. A detective in full uniform sat in the driver's seat and waited. Sure enough, the suspected burglar opened the door.
It is an Impala. Yeah, to the trained observer, it looks like a police car. I guess, you know, when you're in that mode and you're just trying doors, I guess he was just going around trying doors and got the wrong one.
Police say they are not sure how many cars Derek Williams has broken into. He's in jail charged with burglary and possession of marijuana.
Certainly can be frustrating and a little scary if you have a close call with someone who just darts out across the street in front of you. Well, Delray Beach police are making sure jaywalkers pay up, specifically $65. They hope by hitting people in the wallet harder, it'll make them think twice about not crossing at a crosswalk. Police say Delray ranks in the top quarter of Florida cities for pedestrian accidents. A statewide grant paid for the officers' overtime, so they were able to cover areas during multiple shifts.
I'm Jay Cashmere in the feed room. We are following a heartwarming reunion that took place. A dog from Georgia missing for more than 5 years has been found and returns to its owner in Port St. Lucie. Melinda Farinaut said her dog Roscoe disappeared in 2009 while she was visiting friends in Miami. After getting an unexpected call from Port St. Lucie Animal Care and Control last night, Farinaut was on the road and drove straight to Hinesville, Georgia. Animal Care and Control picked him up from a couple that spotted him Sunday. They also found Roscoe had a microchip and made the connection to Farinaut. Coming up at 6, we will speak with Farinaut, who says her story should be a lesson for all pet owners out there to have their pets microchipped. Back to you.
Jay, thank you. The Obama administration plans to bar federal agencies from providing certain military equipment to local police forces. Among the equipment to be banned, bayonets, grenade launchers, weaponized aircraft, and tank-like armored vehicles that move on tracks. The bans are part of an executive order President Obama issued for federal agencies. You're looking on at the scene from Ferguson last summer. It comes amidst criticism over the so-called militarized police response to unrest in Ferguson, Missouri last year. Despite the ban, local law enforcement agencies can still buy such equipment from private sellers.
Amtrak resumed service between Philadelphia and New York less than a week after a derailment that left 8 people dead. Officials say Amtrak staff and crew have been working around the clock to restore service following last Tuesday night's crash that killed 8 people and injured more than 200 others. The company has installed new speed controls on the section of track where that derailment occurred.
They have worked diligently, but also been very, very mindful, obviously, of the tragedy last week, upgrades to the security service, the alert service, and all of that work.
The FBI, meanwhile, is investigating. So far, it has no evidence that an object was deliberately launched at the train. This after finding the windshield had been cracked before the crash. There's also word tonight that one of the conductors is suing Amtrak for negligence and carelessness.
U.S. Florida Senator Bill Nelson has filed legislation today to help the victims of that Amtrak derailment. Senator Nelson wants to replace an outdated cap on damages for passenger liability. The bill would raise the cap from $200 million to $500 million, but the senator says that's not enough for medical and other expenses in these types of cases. So far, 8 passengers have died, dozens injured, at least 5 critically.
Stunned and shocked. Those are words the community of Waco is using to describe what happened after a deadly shootout between 5 rival motorcycle gangs. The Sunday shooting happened in broad daylight, in the middle of a popular restaurant and shopping area. It started with a fight in the bathroom, spilled into the bar, and then out into a parking lot. At least 9 gang members are dead. More than 18 were injured.
This is the worst crime scene, the most violent crime scene that I have ever been involved in.
175 people have been arrested so far. Investigators are concerned more gang members could be moving in. So local law enforcement officials with the state and the federal government have also been deployed to that area. The state will also keep the restaurant closed for the next week.
The investigation's ongoing in Hawaii after a U.S. Marine Corps Osprey aircraft went down during a training exercise. At least 1 Marine was killed, 21 others injured. Smoke billowing from the wreckage as emergency responders rushed to the scene.
It didn't sound as much like an explosion as just a crash of metal like you might see with a massive car crash.
The Osprey has wings like a normal airplane, but it does take off and land like a helicopter. Coming up on News Channel 5, banning smartphones, what happened to test scores when they were removed from a classroom.
And he's got to thrust past his body, and he's got to go really hard and really fast, kind of breaking his arms out and apart as he goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3, go. Good.
I'll take you inside a mixed martial arts class where they're teaching kids how to free themselves in case they're ever tied up and abducted.
A live look at I-95 in Lake Worth at 5:30. A look at traffic congestion across South Florida. And no surprise to you, it's not getting any better.
We're helping you plan for tomorrow morning and the weekend, which seems a long way away, but it's really not. It's only 5 days. Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel has your most accurate weather forecast in a few minutes.
When it's 5 o'clock on News Channel 5, you need to know what's happening right now. Steve Weigel with weather, safety, and accuracy right when and where you need it. WPTV News Channel 5.
The time to save is now. During Toyota time at Ed Morse Delray Toyota. Get 50% off a new Camry, now under $7,000. Or lease for $89 a month. Visit DelrayToyota.com.
Looking for quality impact windows from a company you can trust? Call ArmorView Window and Door.
ArmorView Windows and Doors are custom made in Florida for Florida homes.
We offer gold standard installation. From permitting to final inspection, ArmorView takes care of it all.
Choose ArmorView Impact Windows and Doors for your best home improvement project ever.
Act now. Buy 2 windows, get 1 free. Get year-round protection from a company you can trust. Call ArmorView Window and Door.
Arrigo celebrating Memorial Day with the biggest sale of the year. Our red, white, and blue tag sale. 3,500 new Dodge, Chryslers, Jeeps, and Rams. Clearly marked, thousands off MSRP. And our banks just want to say, yes, you're approved. You gotta go Arrigo.
Drive and Discover event.
You're driving along and then it happens. You get hurt in a car accident.
After your accident, make it easy. Call Rubenstein Law. They handle the hassle so you don't have to.
I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein. Call me. I want to be your attorney.
Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Memorial Day, the unofficial start of summer, is the official start of the biggest savings of the year. During Best Smith Kia's Memorial Day Markdown Sales Event. We've marked down over 1,000 new Kias. Now, buy a new 2016 Sorento with 0 down, $299 a month. Optimus, 0 down, $279 a month. Plus, they're backed by a low price or it's free guarantee. And free tires and batteries for life. Get Memorial Day savings at Best Smith Kia. Saving you the most on the Treasure Coast.
The time to save is now. During Toyota time at Ed Morse Delray Toyota. Get 50% off a new Corolla. 50% off, now under $6,000. Or lease for $69 a month.
It's Ed Morse.
Visit DelrayToyota.com.
Palm Beach County will consider a new ordinance that would make it necessary for any cat that is going to be outside to be vaccinated, fixed, and microchipped.
Jacqueline Powell is live in Green Acres to show you how an increasingly feral cat problem has sparked the push for this new ordinance. Jacqueline?
I'm in a Green Acres neighborhood that has an especially high number of feral cats running around. We've been seeing cat after cat out here this afternoon. You can see behind me here a couple neighbors have left out some food for them to eat, but animal control says they've turned into a safety issue and a huge expense to taxpayers that Palm Beach County needs to help fix. With more than 200,000 feral cats currently on the streets in Palm Beach County, shelters can't hold all of those that are coming in. Right now, Palm Beach County Animal Control isn't allowed to fix and vaccinate the cats, then release them again. So if shelters are too crowded to hold them, the cats are just put down.
Last year, roughly 4,000 community cats, those free-roaming cats that we see all over the county, ended up at Palm Beach Animal Care and Control, and essentially all of them were euthanized.
Under the proposed ordinance, Palm Beach County's animal control could take any cat off the street, spay or neuter, vaccinate, and chip it, then release it again. It's a process animal control says is about $350 cheaper per animal and would save taxpayers about $1.4 million a year. Palm Beach County Animal Control says once these cats are released, they would no longer be a threat for rabies or adding to the population, but would still get to live out the rest of their lives. Now, tomorrow, county commissioners will hear the first reading of this proposed ordinance. Live in Green Acres, Jacqueline Powell, WPTV News Channel 5.
New at 5, Riviera Beach Police are holding a community meeting tonight. The public is invited to see a behind-the-scenes look at the department's crime trend analysis and how they address problems within the community. Tonight's meeting starts at 6 at the Hilton Singer Island on North Ocean Drive.
A health alert tonight and promising news on a battle being waged in a laboratory in California that, if won, will have worldwide implications. Researchers believe they're close to developing a vaccination to prevent HIV. It works like this. The vaccine with antigens stimulates the immune system to produce neutralizing antibodies. The earliest clinical trials could begin in about 2 years, with the trial lasting another 5 years to determine if the vaccine actually works. More than 1 million people in the United States are living with HIV.
If your child suffers from asthma, they may also have a peanut allergy and not even know it. A new study suggests that may be the case among some children because the symptoms of an asthma attack can mirror a reaction to a food allergy. Doctors analyzed data on hundreds of children, all had asthma, and were tested for a peanut sensitivity. Of those who tested positive, more than half had never before been suspected of having a food allergy.
Students may actually perform better on tests if they don't have their cell phone in class. The London School of Economics found a link between banning smartphones in schools and increased test scores. They found test scores improved by 6% following a ban on phone usage. For underachieving students, test scores went up 14% following a ban. Researchers say the findings suggest some students are distracted by having their cell phones in class. Would understand. It is mixed martial arts with a dose of real life. The owner of a North Palm Beach MMA studio is tying up some of his students or locking them in a trunk to teach them valuable lessons. This may look like the martial arts you did as a kid, but not this.
And then we really want it to be tight.
This black belt is being taught how to break free in the event he's ever kidnapped and zip-tied.
And he's got to thrust past his body, and he's got to go really hard and really fast, kind of breaking his arms out and apart as he goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3, go. Good.
I mean, this isn't your traditional
martial
arts training.
I've always been a little bit unorthodox.
A bit of an understatement, but his students and parents don't mind.
I think it's a phenomenal idea.
Even when she watches her son Jacob struggle to get out of handcuffs.
It teaches them to use their mind, to think at the spur of a moment.
All right, that should be plenty, right? All right, now you should be stuck. She's out instantly.
Busting through layers of Gorilla Tape is all about the technique, as I found out.
And that should be about good. All right.
Yeah, that's tight.
And now kind of come up and just wedge down across your body, and that's it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty easy, yeah.
Easier than you would think.
It is, yeah.
It's duct tape. These real-life escape skills are reserved for Cameron's elite group of students, the Black Belts.
I think it's pretty fun that we do something different and we try new things. So, like, just in case if that happens to us, like, we know what to do.
They continually ask me, well, lock me up in the closet, put me, it's goofy. I'm like, oh my gosh. They're like, well, handcuff, gag my mouth. I'm like, no, I'm not gagging your mouth.
But he's not opposed to locking them in a trunk.
So now you're in there, and I want you to get out in about 5 seconds, okay? That was less than 5 seconds.
Even 6-year-old Athena is taught how to pop a trunk from the inside.
If there's the buttons, that means I can, do it. If there's no buttons, I'll just kick the trunk.
Hard. That's it. There we go.
Wow, my girl has that kind of strength.
Strength and a lot more confidence to take on the real world. I was worried, some parents might think, wow, you're going to kind of freak them out and scare the kids. But, they make it fun. And, let's hope nothing ever happens like that. But it just gives them that preparation to think on their feet and to be confident that they could kind of take care of themselves, protect themselves, whatever. So
it doesn't mean that we think everybody's walking around about to have a child abducted, but it's good self-defense classes.
Right.
Thinking on their feet, and the kids seem to be having a lot of fun.
I know. Oh, they actually loved it.
Show
They
us that
really
move
did.
again there, by the way.
Well, you got to get it really tight. You got to say, make sure that you got to actually help your abductor and say, here, tape me really tight, because then you just bring it down.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was brute strength. That is Legacy Mixed Martial Arts, by the way, on US 1 in North Palm Beach.
All right.
Legacy, yes, there you go.
All right there.
Don't mess around.
I'm not messing with her. I'm going to scoot way over here to the weather.
I don't blame
Oh,
you.
yeah, real threatening, real threatening.
What's up in weather?
It is looking good. After a great weekend, looking at some sunshine today in some areas, not everywhere. And we are looking at a few showers popping up tonight, too. You can see the clouds working along the coastline. Bigger showers and storms back on the south side of the lake that are pushing through. Current temperatures are a mix of low and mid 80s and will cool off into the 70s for overnight lows. Little showers along West Palm and also just off the coastline there around Lake Worth and Boynton Beach. But there's also a little cell right over West Palm, actually coming right down to Okeechobee Boulevard around City Place that is headed toward the west. So just about anywhere can expect a shower or two as we get into this evening. And it was a real mixed bag of weather during the day. I know where I live, it was off and on showers and areas of rain for most of the morning and early afternoon. And tonight we'll see still some isolated showers through 8 and 9 o'clock. And then partial clearing, but still the chance for a shower overnight. And getting into tomorrow morning, we'll be into the mid 70s once again. Vipercast. Here's 2 in the morning. You can see some showers off the coastline, a few more popping up on the Treasure Coast. There is early morning just before sunrise at 6:30. A few showers working in, and then during the day, again, some sunshine mixed in with the showers, and then starting to pull inland during the afternoon and evening hours again. Now that whole pattern changes the second half of this week as we get a southwest wind, and that's really a trigger for afternoon showers and storms along the coast. So we're watching for that, and it also means warmer weather too. Thursday and Friday, we're going to break 90 degrees in a few spots as we get that southwest wind. It's a real change in the weather pattern. It doesn't happen until the second half of the week. Wave heights right now are running 3 feet, 2 to 3 feet, and tomorrow looking a little brighter along the area beaches, 2 to 3 east winds at 5 to 10, and a light chop for the inland waters. So overnight forecast, very pleasant, 73. Shower possible early evening, clearing sky, and then a few isolated overnight showers on the way too. Tomorrow warming up to 87, partly cloudy with a quick moving shower. Again, not a bad day, but there will be some sunshine and also the chance of a little wet weather. Thursday, or I should say Wednesday into Thursday, not bad. Getting into the long holiday weekend, showers and storms in the afternoon, Thursday and Friday, and then we shift the winds again on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday into more of an east wind, and we start to see more showers west and on the west coast of Florida during the next couple of days. So I'll have an update coming up at 5:30.
Steve, thank you. Coming up, what went wrong? How an extreme athlete was killed during a base jump attempt.
At 5:30, commonly used at the dentist office. So why are women choosing to use laughing gas to get through delivery?
Closed captioning on WPTV is sponsored by Bethesda Health.
The Gunther Volkswagen Memorial Day sales event is going on right now. Get our best offers and save thousands on your favorite new Volkswagen. Drive home in a new Tiguan from $149 a month. Or get as low as 0% APR for 60 months. Or zero down is available on every new Volkswagen from Gunther's massive inventory. Don't miss the Gunther Volkswagen Memorial Day sales event going on now in Coconut Creek and Delray Beach.
For car buying done your way, you gotta get to Gunther.
Hey, Greg, do you believe in monsters?
You mean like zombies? Or monster trucks? Uh-oh.
No, I mean real monsters. The worst monsters are termites. In South Florida, there are 2 types of homes, those that have termites and those that will. Even concrete homes are not safe from termite damage. Termites never stop eating.
Just call Hewlett.
Just call Hewlett.
The lightest or nothing. The smartest or nothing. The quietest or nothing. The sleekest, sexiest, baddest, safest, tightest, harshest or nothing. At Mercedes-Benz, we do things one way or we don't do them at all. The 2015 C-Class. The best or nothing. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Just steps away from the water, relax and enjoy the atmosphere and amazing food with locations across South Florida. Mulligan's Beach House Bar and Grill. Fun and food for the entire family.
Get to Best Mint Toyota today and get 10% off any new 2015 Corolla in stock. That's right, Get 10% off any new Corolla in stock at Best Smith Toyota. Hurry to Best Smith Toyota today and get 10% off any new Corolla in stock. You heard right. Get 10% off any new Corolla in stock. Plus, they're all backed by our nationwide lifetime warranty. Get 10% off any new Corolla in stock today at Best Smith Toyota, where we do Toyotas different.
Get your News Channel 5 updates throughout the day on News Radio WJNO.
Please take your kids to the library. There are 27 libraries in Palm Beach County, some really, really terrific ones, and the books are basically free there. It's your job. It's your big responsibility. You know, you brought these kids into the world. You did it. They got to see you read it. You're the role model for it. And there's so many cool books to read. There's so much fun books. And you know what? They're free at the library.
This message from Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County.
Covering America, an extreme sports athlete is dead following a base jump attempt at Yosemite National Park. Dean Potter and Graham Hunt were killed after attempting a wingsuit flight. We have video of Potter, a file video, walking across a canyon in China back in 2012. The men were attempting to fly through a gap between two notches, but they hit rocky outcroppings. Officials say no parachutes were ever deployed. Base jumping is illegal in the California National Park.
A teenager was hurt after being gored by a bison at Yellowstone National Park this weekend. It happened while the little girl was posing for a picture. The National Park Service says her injuries are serious but not life-threatening. The 16-year-old exchange student from Taiwan was visiting the park with her host family. Authorities say visitors should stay at least 25 yards away from all large animals in the park.
I'm Jake Casper, live in the newsroom, coming up all new at 5:30. Despite a reduction in freshwater runoff and the lifting of a water advisory, why residents along the St. Lucie River are beginning to worry about what they are seeing in the water. Also, husband for sale. A Jupiter woman claims her husband forgot Mother's Day, so she put him up for sale. Now see why donations are pouring in from around the globe. And is your teen about to get their first summer job? What you need to know for the future. Those stories and much more coming up on News Channel 5 at 5:30.
Business Report on WPTV is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers.
Hi, I'm Earl Stewart. At Big Dog Ranch Rescue, every dog has a name. Every dog has a story. Every dog deserves a loving and safe home. Earl Stewart Toyota is dog-friendly, and you can come meet our Dog of the Month right here at the dealership. When you adopt one of our sponsored dogs, I will pay the adoption fees. And of course, at Big Dog Ranch Rescue, there are never any dealer fleas. Earl Stewart. Oh, come on.
2014, 2015, 2020.
That's right. It's June 2020 interest-free financing at Rooms to Go, along with big store-wide Memorial Day sales savings in every department, including the Sofia Vergara collection, plus interest-free financing for 60 months.
That's a long time from now. Come see for yourself.
Get interest-free financing until June 2020, 5 years from now.
Pretty amazing, right? Of course. It's Rooms to Go.
Memorial Day, the unofficial start of summer, is the official start of the biggest savings of the year. During Best Smith Kia's Memorial Day markdown sales event. We've marked down over 1,000 new Kias. Now, buy a new 2016 Sorento with 0 down, $299 a month. Optimus, 0 down, $279 a month. Plus, they're backed by a low price or it's free guaranteed. And free tires and batteries for life. Get Memorial Day savings at Best Smith Kia. Saving you the most on the Treasure Coast.
What happens in your home when everyone is online at once? Does the internet ever slow down?
All the time. I'll be trying to play online and we'll have someone else streaming in the other room.
Well, Xfinity has the fastest and most reliable in-home Wi-Fi. Look how fast this show downloads. Wow.
This is fast.
And who else was on this network? You can see all the stuff they were downloading.
Wow. That's really cool.
Get the fastest in-home Wi-Fi with Xfinity Internet. You can't get that with U-verse. Or get started for $19.99 a month for a year. See for yourself. Call or go online today.
Mercedes-Benz of Palm Beach, where hospitality and friendly service is a family tradition. Right now, lease the CLA 250C for just $329 per month. the all-new GLA 250 for $349 per month, or the 2015 C300 for just $399 per month. We're proud to serve the Palm Beaches and invite you to visit Mercedes-Benz of Palm Beach.
Live, local, from WPTV, this is News Channel 5 at 5:30. Local coverage you can count on.
From the Treasure Coast to Boca Raton, South Florida's traffic could get even worse.
Growth is increasing bumper-to-bumper traffic, and it's not likely to get better anytime soon. Now, we're learning it's taking a big toll on some business. News Channel 5's Jamel Lene live in Chopper 5 tonight over Glades Road and I-95, hovering in the Boca area to explain. Jamel?
Well, what you're looking at is I-95 southbound. We're right between Palmetto Parkway and Glades Road. And as you can see, that traffic right there is what this study is all about. It's backed up and it's moving pretty steady, but it is somewhat slow and somewhat in some spots bumper to bumper. Now, no business is going to complain about making more money because of a growing economy. But what happens when your staff or delivery drivers or bosses are stuck in this mess trying to get from work or to their business? Now, being late may trigger a domino effect where businesses are ultimately losing money in the end. It's a busy lunch hour at Nick's Diner, a restaurant at Okeechobee Boulevard in 95 that's been a staple for 29 years.
Business has definitely grown, especially in the last 2 years as well. You know, we've seen a major influence.
The influence? Traffic on Okeechobee Boulevard. The congestion brings in the business and, admittedly, late employees.
It's actually been all the way to Palm Beach Lakes is where it really starts to get heavy. And then the closer you get, I think the next intersection here is where you're kind of sitting at the other end of the light waiting, you know, to pass through. Even if it's a green light, you're kind of stuck there, so.
The Miami Herald today releasing a new survey. In it, the paper reports that local business people say the traffic is very bad and only getting worse. A global traffic solutions firm says congestion was up 21% last year in Southeast Florida. And get this, locals are now wasting an average of 37 hours per year stuck bumper to bumper. But while you and I may get aggravated stuck in traffic, Catherine Stewart says stop on in.
We do benefit greatly from the stoplight that's in front of here.
Catherine says she would have no business if it wasn't for rubberneckers looking while waiting.
Oh, I think the traffic has definitely been of my business as people come by and they see what we're doing. This is why I'm on Dixie Highway.
Now, according to this study,